Talos is a company that's been focused since its birth on the digital asset space, connectivity and some added value features and functions that it can provide. Importantly, and it's a topic that has come up in previous conversations, TT is moving from its traditional base of exchange-traded derivatives into other asset classes. And what became clear in the early part of this year that the emergence of the very important digital assets crypto space was one where there was a lot of interest from our traditional customer base. So we needed to have a look at how we address that. How did we provide the connectivity in the first phase that we need for those participants to the venues that are now within the overall digital assets crypto arena. The opportunity was there to continue what had happened in the past, which was building natively to particular venues, or it was to do what we have done, which is to partner with a company which is a technology leader and an expert in the field of the digital crypto asset arena with extensive connectivity. Hence the announcement of the partnership with Talos. The first phase of our relationship with Talos is to provide connectivity to a number of the crypto venues. We are able to immediately, and by immediately we expect to be live by the beginning of July, with a large number of additional venues connected to the TT platform. So technologically it's a simple integration of one connector to many of those venues. And what that provides for our customer base, our existing customer base, is effectively overnight, the access to the full array of the important crypto venues in the world. And a piece that is often overlooked is that the TT platform, with all of its tools, its spreaders, all of its traditional, its algos, will be able to be applied to these new venues, as well as obviously connecting to all the traditional capital market venues which we have done from the past. It may be a surprise to some listeners, but perhaps not, that actually has no impact. Our role as Trading Technologies is to provide the trading community with the connectivity, the market access, the tools to be able to take positions, to trade, and that's what we're doing. Markets, as we all know, all markets go up and down, and there will always be movement. And ironically, significant movements in the crypto market is one of the reasons why many people are attracted to it. Perhaps not the lay investor, but those who are proactive traders. Volatility is the spice of a healthy capital markets. Yeah, it's a case of taking one step at a time. It was very important, in our opinion, that we move swiftly. We all saw at the recent FIA Boca event the serious emergence of not just the crypto companies being at that event, but also the traditional players very much engaged in the conversation about where this new marketplace was going. And we felt within TT that we had to move quickly so that we could become the epicenter of connectivity. Now that's just the first step. And to your question, where does it go next? I think it's a step by step. Talos has a number of capabilities, for example, in the settlement and the other features and functions of the digital asset world. That's not part of phase one, but it's a natural next step in terms of our relationship with them. Going back to, I think the first connection to a crypto venue was as long ago as 2018 for TT. So at one level, you could say we've been involved before I was here as CEO for a long time. But as with markets, they emerge. And the early participants were, the way I would characterize it, the specialists or the smaller players, a number of prop trading firms who took a view as to the opportunity they could see to make profits. What has changed very, very significantly, and I think it's a 2022 phenomenon, is that all the players, major players, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, are now engaged. I think it's also fair to say, if people are open and accurate, that nobody understands exactly where this ends up, except that everybody, I think, is now a believer that digital assets in some form and venues trading digital assets is part of the future. It's an important question, and the way that we look at this marketplace on, let's call it the multi-asset element of it, we have a traditional customer base, and that has been established around commodities, the derivatives futures market, and they have a particular need for certain types of assets and certain features and functions of the multi-asset class world. Outside of that are what I call Main Street FX, Main Street fixed income, Main Street securities, equities trading. The crypto access to trading venues was the important first step, because that was a natural addition for our current base. I think the most natural follower to that over the coming months will be FX. For example, commodity traders being able to auto hedge positions in whichever home currency they're operating to. Those are the two certainly that stand out. But the TT ambition and intent over the next 12 to 18 months is to move beyond our traditional base into Main Street for other asset classes. And we're in a number of conversations about that. I think, John, we may have talked about it in the past, but it's still true, that moving into a new Main Street, a new town of FX or fixed income, doesn't just require technology, it requires subject matter expertise, it requires relationships. So there is a high probability that our entry into the core of those markets will be through acquisitions and partnerships. By everybody I hear from, huge progress over the last 5 months since the original investment. The company's seen good growth year to date, which is very encouraging, and that was spurred as much off the, I almost want to say, the relief of the independence of TT. So very, very important. As you well know, and your listeners will know, that we made an important acquisition with RCM-X algo that is now in July going to be going live, intimately integrated into our core infrastructure. We made a partnership deal and an investment in KRM22. Those products will be live by Q3, probably in June on the KRM22 side of things. So our offering has broadened. We talked about multi-asset, but the engine of a company is its people. And we have spent a lot of time in this first 6 months getting the company aligned, frankly, getting the company energized. After a challenging decade of technology transition, a 2-year period of a sales process, to actually think about the opportunity that we sit on the verge of. We've got a great platform. Yes, we continue to invest heavily in service excellence and improvements, reliability and service delivery. We're investing in consolidating our position in derivatives, and we've got this multi-asset vision. But that can only be delivered by an energized, motivated team, and every single member of the TT family has been participating in a change program. A change program not to be told what to do, to liberate them, to free them, to actually resolve problems. I know it might sound crazy, but you don't need approval to solve a problem. Fix the problem, move on. But it's surprising how often people hesitate to do such things. So we've had a great reaction, and we always knew that there were great talent in TT, but it's been really encouraging, frankly motivational to see, the people stepping forward and really looking firmly forward to building a very new TT for 22 and beyond.